Why did I buy Activision today for $74 a share? Could have bought it for $1 less if I'd waited. But the fact is, I believe Microsoft has positioned themselves in the big tech world better than anybody else and will benefit from where they're going. I think they have a better vision of the future than any of the others. Let's look at it. Amazon made its business off of e-commerce. Will that continue? Sure, but is there much growth effort or potential? Facebook made its business off of social media. What's the future for that? Can they sell that much more advertising? Apple off of the phone. Are there that many more phones to be sued? Google, advertising search. Microsoft, an operating system. But I think they have the better front that I want to be a part of.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
So what is it that I see in Activision that I want to be a part of it? And understand the problem is that Microsoft back in January of 2022 made an offer to buy Activision for $68.7 billion. That equated to a price of about $86.90 per share. And then it kind of, after that, it settled down into the 80s because there was some talk that there was some regulation that this would give an unfair advantage to Microsoft and its position in the gaming business, and it wouldn't be in the best interest of the gamers. You know, the gamers. We need to look out for those gamers and forget about the competition that we're having with China and how they're coming in and they own the 40% of the second biggest gaming company. But we got to be cautious of the gamers. And then the people in Europe, they said, their regulators also said that we don't think that looks like a good deal. But something happened this past 2 weeks that I think might change that. And that was that has to do with a balloon that flew over the United States. So anyway, I have gone in and I have bought some Activision at $74 a share. As I watched it, I wished I'd held back and waited because it did go lower, but I think it'll come back. And let me give you some insight as to the research that I did before I made this decision. The first thing I did was look and find out who are the biggest gaming companies and where are they positioned. And I created this Excel spreadsheet to share with you. Activision has a market cap of $63.5 billion. Electronic Arts, $31.5 billion. So it's about half the size of Activision. Then you have Take-Two Interactive at 19.2, Zynga at 9.3, Epic Games at 32. So that's the second biggest. But look to the side there. It's 40% owned by Tencent. Well, who is Tencent? That's a Chinese company. So you might say Activision's biggest competition that we want to basically protect is a Chinese, 40% owned by China. Does that make any sense? Tencent is a $462 billion company. Microsoft is a $2 trillion company. So that puts into perspective who are the players in the game. Then what I wanted to know was who has the most popular games. And I don't know that this would take into account the Chinese games. I suspect it doesn't. So in the free world, it looks like the top game is Call to Action, and that is owned by Activision. Minecraft, which is owned by or made by Yojang, which actually Microsoft bought, and I think it was back in 2017. Then you got Fortnite. which is, again, Epic Games, which is owned 40% by Tencent, which is China. Then you got Grand Theft Auto. That's made by Rockstar, and that's Take-Two. Then you have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Siege, and that's owned by Ubisoft. Says it's a family owned, basically, company. Then you have Super Smash Bros. That's owned by Nintendo, which is a Japanese company. And then Red Dead Redemption, again, Rockstar, Take-Two. Overwatch, Activision. Rocket League, Epic Games, China. And Roblox, which is a relatively new company, and it is owned by Roblox. So that's where we're at. And so why I really wanted to buy Activision was I want to own some of Microsoft, and I think right now Microsoft is overpriced because of all the activity around OpenAI and the belief that Microsoft is going to bring OpenAI into its Bing search engine, which could put some pressure or some competition to Google's overwhelming, I believe it's 90, they own about 90% of search, and Bing owns about 8% of it, and this could change the dynamic dramatically. So with that in mind, I'm saying I want to own Microsoft, but not at the price it's at. And I think I can get a piece of Microsoft because I think the regulators are going to watch this video and recognize that the balloons flew over our country last year. And yeah, we want to protect our gamers, but we also want to protect our own corporations because, again, these are the people that we tax. These are the people who employ people that we tax. And it's in our best interest that they do well. And in fact, it's not in our best interest that we clear the gaming field for their second biggest competitor, and that's Epic Games, that's owned by 40% by Tencent. It's better if we make our country stronger. And Joe, I love you, but to say that you're going to quadruple the tax, the corporate tax on the oil companies because they made some large profits. Well, Joe, they lost their ass for 18 months because nobody was driving. So, yeah, and to reward the shareholders who went through that. Come on, Joe. I don't know who's talking in your ear, but what keeps this country going is the payroll tax and the amount of money that you make off of me every April the 15th when I write you a check. And if your channel is saying, hey, we need to channel some more of that money into those companies like Tencent, who own 40% of Epic Epic Games, come on, let's take care of ourselves. And Microsoft is one of ourselves. And the gamers will do fine. Don't worry about them, Joe. Let's take care of our country and our businesses. And I think that will be taken care of. I could not believe when he said that. Okay, so that's why I paid $74 a share for Activision. I think that the Congress and the regulators will change their mind and say, yeah, let's allow Microsoft to buy Activision at $86.90 a share, and I'll make about $12 a share off of it in a heartbeat. That's all supposed to be settled by July. I think it's the 14th. So wanted to bring you that up to date on that. I also want to point you in a direction that I'm really excited about, and that's the video I've done just recently on alternative investments and in specific whiskey. I compare it to back in the, I guess, 1800s or no, 1900s when there were people scouring Paris for the up-and-coming artist. And I look over here and see a reproduction that I painted of The Dream by Pablo Picasso. And it last sold for $157 million. And I look at my bottle of Pappy Van Winkle that I paid $225 or $250, I don't know, I don't remember, dollars for the bottle, and now it's auctioned off for $52,000. I estimate it and did an Excel spreadsheet projecting its future growth at the rate of 30% a year, and I came to the realization when it would be worth $1 million, the bottle. I'll share that with you again in the future, and I want to share with you some other opportunities that I think are coming to the forefront as a result of. I look back at 1998 and my introduction to the digital revolution and how the world has changed since then. And now I look at it and see how artificial intelligence, the ability to take all that data and make it available to me through OpenAI, ChatGPT, this Dolly program, it is just blown my mind as the change that's going to happen in the next 5 years. And I think Microsoft is going to be a leader in it. I want to own part of Microsoft. So that's why I bought Activision this morning. Okay, I want to talk more because I believe the best investment opportunities in my lifetime, and I'm 78 years old, are about to happen. Let's talk more tomorrow.